Hi, I'm Clarke from Craftsuprint.com with another edition of Cup TV, and this time I'm going to show you my 3D Santa Express Decoupage cards that look like this. I've done this one with the layers as well, and I've cut out all the windows and I've glittered it too. And these are really easy to make. I've done lots of them that are personalised, or if I haven't done the name you want, just let me know, and I've done others too, which I will show you. I'll put this to one side and we'll get started. This is what the sheets look like when you print it out. It comes as a single sheet, but each of them have also got matching backing papers you can buy as well. As you can see, this one is just the Santa Express Merry Christmas. And the one we're going to make today is this one here, which is for one of my granddaughters, Laura. And I thought I would take it from the sheet, hopefully through to a finished card, so we'll see how that goes. So the first thing I'm going to need is my little cutter, and I'm going to cut out the left hand side of it, which is the base layer. And I'm just going to use this because I get lovely straight edges with it, and because it's got a wire down the centre of it, I can see exactly where I'm cutting. I'll cut this side out here. As you can see from the two I've already shown you, as well as this one, they come in 3 different colours too. So there's a pale blue, a pink, and a lovely old London red bust too. So there's the first layer cut out. I'll just move that to one side. And then what you do need as well is a card blank, and all I've got is a piece of A4 card which I've folded in half and then I've creased it. And so this very first layer is going to lay flat onto there. And to do that, I'm going to use my sticky tape putter on a thingy, which is here. I'm just going to turn it over because I notice it's not folded quite correctly there. So I'm going to put this one on flat. So I'm going to put tape all the way around the outside of it. And then, because it's going to take just a little bit of weight with the decoupage, I like to add double-sided tape to the middle of it as well, and making sure the card's the right way up, and the first layer is as well. Then the first thing we need to do is to centre it on the card and press it flat. Now you could send it like that if you wanted to, but we're going to take it a bit further. But before we do, I'm going to put the insert in because it's easier to do now. And I've printed out the Laura's insert. And what I do when I'm doing inserts is, now this might look silly, but I fold it the wrong way. And then I like to give it a little decal edge. And so I've got my rather large cutter here with a decal edge blade in it. And I line this up, and hopefully I'm going to be able to press hard enough to get it to work. There we go. And this gives a lovely little decal edge to the insert. I do create the inserts with a little bit of wiggle room so that you can cut the edges off if you want to. No, that one hasn't done it. You have to press really hard on this, the blade I've got in this one. I think perhaps it needs a new block. I've had this cutter for years. Go again. There we go. It's done it. Now I can put this cutter out of the way. And now I can do what you would normally do, which is to fold it back the right way. I do it that way because then I can see exactly where it's cutting, and that it's not cutting off, for instance, any of this holly here. And then to stick it in, I use glue stick, which I hadn't got out. And opening the card up, and making sure this is the right way up, I add glue stick to the insert, just down the one edge here. And then centre it, but make sure it's against that fold. And press it flat so that when I open it up, the insert comes as well. And that's the insert into the card. Now we can go on to the fun bit, can't we? And here we have the other half of the sheet of the card that we had. And again, we haven't got straight lines there. So what we will do is, I will cut it out using the scissors. just cut it on. This is quite an easy shape to cut as well. There's no really fiddly bits. So children could cut it out too, surely. Cut this along the edge here. I'll come back and take those bits out at the bottom in a moment. There we go. I like to add lots of glitter to mine as well. So the sample one that I showed you earlier, which is for Laura's brother Robert actually, that one I've already glittered too. Just about everything in my studio is getting rather covered in glitter now as we get closer to Christmas and I'm making more Christmas cards. Cut round the holly and along the top of the snow. There we go, and there we have it cut out. I'm going to put that on top of there, and I like to use silicone glue. So I've got my little stick here, and I like to add the glue, as you've probably seen me do before, to the layer underneath, because then I don't hopefully get quite so covered in the glue as I might do otherwise. I'm only going to add a few blobs now, but you would probably be better off adding a few more than what I'm going to add. Add a couple more in the middle. There. Like that. And then I'm going to line this up with the bus underneath and pop that on top. And there we have a 3D decoupage card. Obviously I'd let that dry before glittering it. But this time I decided to go on a little bit further and I printed that sheet out again. Because once you've bought it, you can print it out as many times as you like, of course. So I printed it out again, and out of the second one, as you can see here, I cut out the windows, as well as cutting out the outside. You'll notice I've cut out, I didn't bother being fiddly about cutting around the holly, and I didn't bother about the holly down there either. And that is because you've got the two sides of the card, if I show you on this one here. So on one of them I cut out the holly and the front of the bus, and from the other one I cut out this piece here. And now I'm going to add these on top again to make it even more 3D. So you could, if you wanted to, cut out the holly and the top of the snow. That would have been nice, wouldn't it? I didn't think about that while I was doing it. I'm going to add this again using the silicone on top again. And again, you would be better off using a bit more silicone than I'm using, because you do need to support it. And then I'm going to add this one on top again and line it up. Just make sure it's stuck down. And then this one here, I even cut off the wheels, because this obviously stands further forward than the other one. So put this in the middle here. I mean, you could take it even further and cut out the Merry Christmas again. You can add as many layers as you like in that way, in the traditional decoupage way. There's that one, and the one thing left to do is to add the holly back on top here. And then when this one is dry, I will add glitter. You could also add a little glitter pom-pom as well for the holly. So there we have a 3D decoupage Santa Express card with all the layers showing there, and as I said before, with its matching insert on the inside as well. And I'll just bring in her brother Robert's card, which if I do this you might just be able to see it glittering. There we go. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Cup TV, and if you like my designs, just go to www.craftsuprint.com/Carol Clarke, and I hope to see you again next time on Cup TV. Bye!